Hello, it's Stephanie with Coffee, Paper, Scissors. So I'm going to be working on filling up a couple of pockets today. I have things sort of prepared so that hopefully I can get this done in a reasonable time period. I've got an appointment I need to run to this morning and I'd like to get it done before then. We're going to be making some tags or journaling cards. I don't know how they'll end up. Using some scraps and some paper, punches and some little sentiments that I made on my computer. The first one we're going to do is going to be inside this pocket here. I've already cut out paper, the backing to size, one of the ways I'm hoping to expedite the situation. And then the paper that we're going to cover the white side with, this is going to be the back side. And we'll just get going. So I wanted to do like a diagonal design to it. And so, I don't know, just something different. This paper is double-sided, so all I have to do is cut my diagonal once and it'll match up. I just have to kind of decide where I would like for the diagonal to be. And I'm thinking just kind of right around here. I don't know how deep I want it or anything. But I think that looks fine, right? Is this gonna work? No. Okay, I hope I have enough paper to do this. I'm gonna make it a little less. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. I was thinking I could just spin it around. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. Let me see if I have more of this paper already cut and needing to be used, because I really want to use my scraps. No, but I can switch to a different one because like this would go. That would go just fine. So that isn't going to work just fine. Okay. Okay, so my whole idea of just flipping it around, I wasn't thinking straight. Yeah. All right, well, let me do this and see how long of a piece I need. I'm gonna go by this top cut. Just kind of line it up a little bit, and it looks like I'll go right around. I'll just go there just for sake of being easy. I've got a line I can follow. And this is 4 1/8. You don't have to cut your diagonal twice. You can just line it up like that. I have morning voice. That'll be fine, right? Oopsie. Yeah, I think that's cute. I feel like it's just a hair bigger, but that's all right. I can trim it once I've gotten it glued down. Oh, you guys, so I'm trying really hard to get a video out today. I'm hoping I can get it out this morning. Just been crazy busy over the weekend. I didn't manage to make any videos over the weekend. I did a little bit of work in my journals, but nothing, you know, was worthy of recording. It just, you know, stuff that kind of needs to get done in a journal. And I also had to rake, and so I just didn't have time. Then, you know, I had church on Sunday and all of that, so just didn't happen. And then I thought maybe I can get up Monday morning and get something out. I did actually record something on Sunday, but I didn't like it, so I just deleted it. I've made my own, you know, sentiments to go on these cards, and I did a little video showing how I did that, because, you know, you don't have to go on Etsy and buy printed out words. You can do it yourself. And so I was just showing how on my computer how I make them when I want to, and then I decided I didn't like that video at all, so I deleted it. I was gonna do it with this and, you know, then use what I had made, but I don't know. I thought maybe nobody would want to see that. I get in my head a lot, you guys. I don't know how many videos I've made over the years that I thought, oh, this might be something somebody would like to see, and then I don't. I just don't. So then I want to put this just right over to kind of decorate it so I don't waste a lot of glue. Let's just chop part of that off. And I haven't used this morning, so you know it's actually, when I do something like this where it requires a lot of glue, I use my Aleene's, it's the quick dry. It's not the one that like takes 2 weeks to dry, if you know what I mean. One of them takes so long to dry. This one dries pretty quick, but, you know, gives you time to do this sort of thing. And then these little glue bottles, I think I found at Joann Fabric when I first got started playing with paper. So I'm sure you can get them somewhere still, though, just little plastic bottles with pointy tips. So yes, so yesterday I started getting some papers together for this video, but then had to go because we are moving in this week to our new church building. It's very exciting. So we got everything moved out of the old space. You guys, that probably sounds like a huge feat, right? But we are a very small congregation. So, you know, we had a lot to move, don't get me wrong. I'm worn out, but it was totally doable. And so we got everything moved out of the building yesterday, and it's really dirty. Like, man, you guys, we are filthy people. You know, once you get everything moved out of the way, it's like, oh, the carpet looks horrible. The walls look horrible. But anyway, it's done, and we got a lot of it put into place at the new building yesterday. But we have a lot of, now we have a lot of floor cleaning to do again because, you know, this time of year, the ground's just wet. Around here, we get a lot of rain at this time of year around here. You know, I'm in Washington, but we don't live in the rainy area. We live in the dry area. But this time of year, it's always rainy. Of course, when the leaves fall and you have to rake them up, they're always wet. So, okay, cute. And we're gonna do tag. It's gonna be a fat tag. All right, so that's the start. I feel like I have a little white showing through over here that I need to trim off. that will go in there, and we're gonna decorate it, but I wanna get all of my bases done first. So this one, I don't wanna close my, I'll just mark it with this. Okay, where did I just pull that one from? Oh no, oh no. Where did I just pull that from? This one. Oh, okay, so this one's gonna go here. I need a drink of my coffee. So today we're going to continue. I think I want to do the dark on the bottom. This one I will be able to just flip it over and make my cut again, or just straight, because I have so much paper. Anyway, so today we're going to, oh gosh, sorry, continue to put everything in place and be ready for services on Sunday. So that one will go there. This one will go here. We don't need all of this, so I'm just gonna trim it off. That's what I intended, isn't it? Like, what am I doing here? Okay, that covers everything. So let's turn this over and get rid of that extra. I'm just gonna cut over here on my lap. So yeah, I'm gonna actually have an appointment in town this morning, so I have to do that first and then run over and open the building for people to come in. And am I doing this right? This is the, yes. So I want the dark on the bottom. But I think we'll be done setting it up today. Well, I mean, for the most part, there will be things we'll have to, you know, rearrange and figure out. But I think it'll be ready for services on Sunday by today. And then this one. So what time is it? It's 5:50 right now-ish. Whenever I'm recording in the morning, you know, I always want to say good morning, but I don't know if it's morning where you are. So, all right, and then this one will just go across here. Oops, I think. I don't know what has happened. All of a sudden, my sleep schedule is completely different. I mean, not like it's been this way for a couple of months at least now, where I'm waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and just forcing myself to turn over and go back to sleep. And it's not easy. So then when 4 something comes around, I'm like, oh good, I can get up now. Isn't that ridiculous? And before, like, I've always been one to get up kind of early. I mean, since I've had kids and, you know, they're grown and gone now, but I would get up generally around 5:30 or 6 in the morning, just because that's when I wake up. But now I try to stay in bed until 4 something. My husband's been doing that for years. Well, I mean, since we've been married, he's always been an early riser, but I remember him getting up so early in the morning and going to the gym, which he still does. He goes to the gym every morning at 5 o'clock. I do not. I just want my coffee. I don't want the gym. When I was still working, I used to go with him sometimes. Before work, because after work, I was always way too tired to want to do that. But for the most part, he would try and wake me up, and I'd be like, yeah, never mind, not this morning. It was always a surprise to him if I ever actually got up and went. And then I would always regret it. You know, by the time he would come home from the gym, I'd be like, why didn't you force me? He's like, I ain't forcing you to do anything. Good man. Okay, this one, let's just round the corners on this one. I'll do the bigger one. Oh, that other one, I probably need to round the corners on the bottom. Okay, so far, I think really cute. Aren't those cute? I only have, oh, so this paper punch reminds me of that old Christmas candy. I mean, it's not totally the same, but you know that ribbon Christmas candy? That totally reminds me of that, so I thought that'd be cute to use there. All right, so there are 2 for this journal. I'm going to set them aside, let them dry real good. And then I have 2 for this one. And this one is going to be a little different because I have, let me get this out of the way here. I have, it's white on the back. So, I don't know, the cuts, making the cuts will be a little bit different. So what I have done is, again, I've cut them to the paper size, and I thought if I line it up so that, let's see, maybe I want it a little extra so I can overlap. Okay. So I have my paper all the way up to my base, and then this paper down here is hanging off by a little bit so that once my cut is done, I can overlap them. So if you put the seam right down, your paper's gonna wanna bend, even though I'm gonna cover it, you know, with one of these. But I don't know, I think it'll bend weird. You know what, to keep it together, so that you can always use some washi, you know, to just hold it. And then cut them at the same time. I don't know, it seemed to always go from the same direction, but I think that's okay. We're just gonna do that. Oh, I thought I cut my base. I didn't. Okay, so I don't need that. Get this out of the way. Take the washi off. I'll save that for the next one. Stick it up there. So then we have our cuts, and they overlap just enough to, I think, be good. And that the little cowboy boots are so cute. So let's glue these together. Yeah, I have so many aches and pains on my body right now. And I really, honestly, I don't know why, because I started going back to the gym months and months and months ago. And I was doing pretty good, you know, so it's not like I haven't been using my body or anything like that. I, you know, do some treadmill and I lift weights. And so, you know, I was fine, totally fine, not hurting myself or anything like that. Then all of this sudden, well, I haven't been to the gym in a little while just because of, you know, that's how life goes sometimes. But all of the sudden, everything on me is getting hurt so easily, you know? And maybe it's because I haven't been going to the gym. My body's telling me to get my butt back into the gym, perhaps. I don't know. But my back hurts from using the leaf blower. My elbow is killing me. The leaf blower kept making my elbow so tired. Well, I didn't realize I was hurting myself. You know, you're like, well, that's not feeling great. So I keep switching arms back and forth. And then I realized this morning that it was the leaf blower that made my arm hurt. And then, you know, all the moving yesterday. I was really careful not to lift too much, but still, I mean, I was working all day. So just so tired. And I have to go and do some more today. I mean, I don't have to, but I work through the pain. Maybe that's not smart, but that's what I've always done. I always bounce back. Okay, that's good. Then we're gonna put a red one over the top. So cute. Let's see. I just know I don't need to. So please feel free to speed me up here, because I know it's not fun just to watch me glue. So do you guys decorate for Christmas early? So many people decorate in November now. I do not. I don't know. I like this time of year too much to speed through it and make it winter. You know, I don't want it to be not fall and, you know, in my house and all that kind of thing. So I went to somebody's house yesterday in the evening and they had decorated and it was beautiful. Oh my goodness, she's got a knack. I was telling her that her tree is how I would like for my Christmas tree to look, but it never quite does. Never quite does. Told her she needs to come to my house and use my ornament. I said, you know what? I bet you if you come to my house and use what I have, it would totally be pretty. It's the fact that I don't know, I can't seem to pull it off. It always looks like it's lacking something, and I don't know what it is, or I would change it. But yeah, her tree is very, very pretty. But no, not ready for a tree yet. And I used to love to, you know, make the mess and pull it all out and look through it and move things around, take things off of shelves and replace it with a Christmassy decoration, you know, so that it's kind of everywhere. I don't like that so much anymore. It's a lot of work. Okay, we're gonna do a tag. But then when I look at all of her stuff, I think, oh, how cute. You know, I would love to decorate my, it's not really a hutch, but it's kind of a hutch. It's a hutch basically, but it's not one that it's bookshelf depth on the top and then, you know, a cabinet on the bottom. So I can't put anything that's very I mean, it's like the size of a bookshelf or, you know, the depth. Totally cute. Love it. And I've got one more. Let's see. I'll just mark my page so that it can sit and dry. And where's my next one? The next one we're going to do long ways. Get this out of the way. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to... Actually, I got rid of so many of my Christmas decorations one year. I have a storage area that I keep them. And I was like, you know what? It has to fit right here. If it doesn't fit right here, I've got too much. Well, I kind of regret getting rid of some of it. Because, okay, so this one, I have just enough, really, paper. So I'm going to do it so that there's just a little bit of extra that I can cut off. And let's tape it together. So I have an overlap of about an inch, it looks like. And there's extra hanging off the bottom so that I can trim it. Or actually, I can overlap. I can, you know, layer it, which I need to do. I just have to make sure that I don't cut beyond this line here. So we're gonna go maybe just, let's see. I'm gonna line it up to hopefully keep my papers kind of straight on these little things here. And I have my pencil mark. I know not to cut. I want a little bit of overlap, which I built into my system here. Oh no, I need it sideways. Stephanie, I can't. All right, I think I need to tape both sides. Straighten it up. And we can cut straight through the washi, that's fine. Come on. Okay, I think that got it. I think that got it. So my pencil mark is here, so I can see my cut line. You know, here, I can line it up that way. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit less of a diagonal. No, I just wanted a little bit more. It needs to be a little bit more. I built in a little bit of overlap, so we should be okay. We'll just do that. We'll do that. Let's see how it looks. My coffee's gotten warm. Okay. Yeah, so like at this time of year when I see the Christmas decorations, you know, like at Hobby Lobby and stuff like that, I wish that I had more, but that's also very silly. I remember, I feel like, I don't know, that a lot of the things I did over the last 20 years, I did for the kids. And now that the kids aren't here, I feel like it's silly. Why even do it? They're going to be here for Christmas, which is very exciting. I'm excited about that. We've got airplane tickets purchased for both of them, so that's good. But before I had kids, I loved decorating for Christmas. And so I don't know how it went from doing it for myself and then doing it with my kids in mind, and now the kids being gone and me going, oh, I don't want to do that for myself. Well, I used to do it for myself, so I don't know. I don't get that. Cute. I don't want to squish it out, but I want to make sure it's down. Got a little bit out. And then, isn't that cute? Okay, let's just trim some of that away. Actually, I can tell the way I punched it, that was the wrong side. Okay, here we go again. Last time with the glue. We're gonna make 4 of these. But at the same time, if you think about, I was much younger and I had more energy. Also, I make videos and that takes a lot of time. And so if I'm spending a whole day or 2 decorating, it's a whole day or 2 that I can't make a video. And I don't have videos stored up. A lot of people, man, they make videos so quick. I never have videos stored up. And sometimes I might manage to do a couple and I think, oh, I'm ahead. And then all of a sudden they're gone. I don't know. I tried to use some of my embossing powder on one of my creations the other day, and it wouldn't. It was real powdery. It wouldn't do what it's supposed to do using the embossing, the stuff that you use. I don't know what it's called, but it just didn't, like the wet stuff that you put down in order for the stuff to stick to it. It didn't work. And so I thought, well, once I was done with my project and went to clean up, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see what happens if I just, run a bead of glue and put some of it on there. And it worked with just a bead of glue. It stuck to the glue and it embossed like it was supposed to. I don't know. It's kind of strange. It was very glittery, this particular embossing powder. And so I don't know if that just doesn't work as well. I don't know if I didn't put enough of the embossing, what is that stuff called? The wet part of it. I don't know what it's called. I don't know, but okay. Let me show you the things that I printed out. And I'm going to cut them up. So I did just some little words from songs, and then I just did some words. And I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to back them onto some colored cardstock according to what I think goes with each of these. And I will turn off the camera while I cut some things out, and then we'll come back and put them together. All right, you guys, it's the next day. I just could not finish it before I had to leave. I'll explain as we're just finishing these off. It's pretty obvious what I did, but I sewed around the part that is the little saying, and then I just chose some background that would go with. Originally, I thought I would go on top of where I punched, but I didn't like that. So I decided down below. Let's go ahead and get some things glued down. I need to make sure, I don't like straight edges showing, so I want to make sure I get my little doily thing glued down in the right spot. So we'll just give it a little corner there. So yeah, had my appointment yesterday morning, just a skin check at the dermatologist. Everything was fine. They always find like little precancerous things to freeze off. But you know, that's fine. I've been dealing with that for years and years and years, so it's no big thing, but nothing big. So that was good. And then I came home and I had some lunch and then had to run back down to our new church building to finish cleaning it, and it's all cleaned up. So glad I don't have to go there today to do any more work because I didn't want to. Let's just say I did not want to. I did so much sweeping yesterday that I gave myself a blister that has, well, it popped actually. You know how a blister starts, and then, you know, you just have to keep working, and then it pops. So, but so relieved to be done with it. Now maybe I can finish off these 2 journals I've been working on. I decided it needed a little something else, and so I found a stamp that I could, you know, circle punch. I was hoping I had a do not open till Christmas stamp, but I don't. Well, I do, but it wasn't the right shape. So I just did a stamp thingy, and I did embossing, gold embossing powder on it. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I use the embossing powder, I still just absolutely love to watch it change. I don't know if you guys do as well, but just really fun to watch it change. So, all right, I'm going to use one of my little oversized eyelets, and we're going to go right around there. And I just found these on Amazon. I think I just, you know, searched for oversized eyelets is all. And it's been a while, so I don't know how readily available they are now. What am I doing? I'm doing this. And then what I was thinking to do on this one was the page that it's going on. I keep getting mixed up on where I'm putting them in the journals because I try to be organized about it, and then I just never am. So I think that these colors are gonna go, oh, I think I remember where it's gonna go. I'm guessing on the length. I thought it'd be fun to add some of this to it, the eyelash trim. We'll see if I can get it through that little hole. A lot of times I'll use the end of my scissors to poke. And then finding how, you know, the loop without pulling it through the hole is the next challenge. Snuffleupagus. You guys remember him from Sesame Street? My kids didn't watch Sesame Street. When I was growing up, we had so few channels. I don't remember really watching it either when I was growing up, but my little sister watched it a lot. But there are so many channels to watch now that that's just not something they ever watched. Okay, so number 1. Get those things out of the way. Now this one, right around there. So again, I like to kind of just mark where I want it so that I don't have to guess. And then hope that I kind of have the right angle with it. It's okay, since this is torn, it's okay if a little bit shows. I just didn't want a straight edge showing. I told my husband this morning when I got up, I said, I don't have to do anything today. I'm so excited about it. Yeah, the embossing, when I'm doing it, I just want to get out my stamps and stamp every single one of them and emboss it. That's good. I even had 2 different colors of red. I don't know how I managed that. This one's more of a Christmassy red, and that one's a deeper red. And I think we'll go double on this one. Just do the one. I'm using up all my seam binding. That's okay. I need to happen upon another estate sale where somebody was a seamstress and find some more of this stuff. Maybe. These sides are shorter. I don't want to cut too much off. Okay, cute. I haven't used doily in my journals for a long time, and so I was like, what else can I add? Okay, turn it over. Get your glue everywhere. I'm trying to hurry. I know this is a long video already. I have lots of video watching to catch up on myself. Gotta know what my friends are making. And I think I wanted it just off to that side. I'm thinking after the, I don't know, beginning of the year, I'm gonna go through my craft room and just purge. I need to get rid of some things that, I'm gonna go right in the center. I'm gonna get rid of some things that I've just had for a long time that even though maybe I like them, I haven't used them. And I'm tired of moving them out of the way to get to something else that I do use. And then I'm thinking I'll just do like a giveaway, a box of things that I don't want, but maybe somebody else would. Okay, and so on this one, I'm gonna do a little gold eyelet in it. I wish these things stayed in the holes easier. Oh man, I do that every time. And then I don't want to put it down and have to mess with it again. Okay. I wanted to use some of this one. Thought it'd be cute to do some gold coming out of a couple of them. If you can't use gold in your Christmas journals, when can you, you know? Oh no, it's sticking to my... I sure wish I could find a Band-Aid that would stick to the inside of my hand. This is my second one this morning, and I've only been up for a couple of hours. This is going to be a little harder because I can't tell where my fold is because there's so much sticking out. I'm just going to poke, poke, poke and hope I'm getting it. There we go. And then we'll trim this one down based on what it looks like in the pocket. Did I get them? I think I did. Okay, so there's that one. The last one. I had just some scraps left of this one. So I put it through my punch that folds in, you know, like it punches one out that folds in half. But since I only had a little bit left of it, I had to just punch the sides individually and trim them down. I shouldn't have put glue up there. Oh, let's see. I don't know exactly where I want this one. Which place is this going? Oh, it's going right here. Let's see. Right about here, and I'm hoping that I got it right. No, not exactly. Right about there. There's a little thumb notch that I want it to go into. The lid was already off. Okay. You know, this is one of those videos where I think what I'm making is cute, and I hope that people who normally watch my channel are like, you know, oh, cute, Stephanie, good. But then people who don't normally watch my channel, maybe they'll just move on so that they don't see what scatterbrain mess I can be sometimes and how long it can take me to get something done. It's not like quality videoing here. It's more like panic videoing because I haven't been able to get a video out in I don't even know how many days. So don't get me wrong, it's not like I think it's bad. I think what I'm making is cute, or I wouldn't be making it. It's just the trying to get it done thing, and you know what I mean. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. But we're almost done. I just want you guys to see them in their pockets. Why would one stay in for me and the other one not? Yeah, it's not gonna. I'm sure I'm gonna have to fight with this one. Oh no, I got it. Cool. Let's get, I didn't do doily on this one because there's not enough space. How much am I working in camera? Okay, good. And then this one, we're gonna do kind of right up in here. I would have put some like Christmassy stamps underneath, but I don't know. I might have one or two, but I didn't want to dig through all my stamps. But it would have been cute to put little Christmassy stamps underneath the little postmark there. How do you start one of these from the inside? I don't even know. Like, how can you find the beginning of it? So I'm always having to just do it this way. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Okay. We're going to do the same thing, poking these through, hopefully rather quickly. It'd be cute, I guess, to tie it in a bow, too. I do a long one tied in a bow. Oops, I almost pulled it all the way out. Okay, let's put them in our journals. We'll cut them down as necessary once they're in. All right, the first one is going to go in this pocket here, and that was this one that we were working on. And I think I like how long these are, so I'm going to leave that as it is. That's good, I think. Isn't this cute? I just glued it down as a little, like it looks like a package, but you can still write, but then you can also tuck something right there. I just thought that was so cute. Anyway, so there's our first one, and then this one is going in this pocket, and I believe it's this one here. Okay, good. So those two are finished. Well, the journal isn't finished, but those two pockets are finished. And then this one, I really hope I have it marked. Yes, okay. So we have this one, and the backs are just, I think we saw that, but anyway, I don't know. So that's going to go down in there. Now that pocket is finished. Cute. And then this one. And then that pocket is finished. Oh my goodness, you guys, we did it. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.